In your physical world, there are many ways to group human beings, but truly there are only two groups that matter. Those who are under the influence of source in this now moment, and those who are under the influence of something else. Because it's all about what you're doing right now in this now moment. All of your power is here right now. It's not about what you're doing yesterday. It's not about what you were doing even a minute ago. It's only about what you're doing right now, because all of your power is right here in this now moment. You could choose a vibration. You could choose to emit a frequency that then creates a vibrational field that then gets filled in by law of attraction with the details that are going to be to your liking. And as a result, your whole entire life could be changed. That is, if you don't contradict your energy, because it's really easy to contradict your energy because you don't have your desire. You have this reality that's so enamoring. And so since it's so enamoring, since it's so tactile, since it involves all of your five senses, and you can translate all of these vibrations, it's so easy to observe reality. But what happens when you observe reality and the things that you are wanting are not there? You declare your desires a flop. You're like, my desires are not here. And we say, well, that's not exactly true, because there is this vibrational reality and your desires do exist. It's accurate to say that they do exist. They're just not existing in the form that you want it to be right now. And yet that's your work. You have to accept your desires are vibrational right now. They're in this vortex. They're here right now with you. And the only way that you can translate it is through your feeling. And yet the emotions are everything, because the emotions are the general platform, this vibrational grid, this vibrational field that is being described, that once you focus on, the details will start to fill in. And it's really simple. That's what's really crazy, is that all of this is so easy. It's really not that difficult. All you have to do is emit a vibration and law of attraction will respond to it. And here's the thing, when you talk about what you want and why you want it, you're so clear, you're so general, because when you get too specific too fast, then you split your energy. And what that really means is you notice that it's not here. You take score of your reality, and yet your job is to ignore reality and to dream, to imagine, to create the vibrational field, to emanate a vibration that's literally apart from the reality that you're seeing right now. Because if all of your vibration is about what you're seeing, if all of your vibration that you're offering if all of your airtime is about what you're seeing, and what you're seeing is not what you like, then you're screwed beyond measure, because now there's no way for you to break that cycle. And yet that's what so many of our friends are doing. Most offer all of their vibration in response to what they are seeing right now. And so they're just scraping dirt around, they're pushing it around from one point to the other, and they're calling it a life. And that's the bleeding edge. It truly is, because there are just these two groups, those who are under the influence of source and those who are under the influence of fear, or the spin-off of man's thoughts. And so those who are not connected to source, or are not trying to deliberately connect to source, they're on the bleeding edge. They're using all of their effort. And life is really scary. It's really hard when you have to use your effort, because you're running around and you're like, okay, employer, how much money can I get for this? How much money can I get paid per hour? What's your salary? What's your salary? How much do you make? How many vacation days do you get? And so everything is about your action, because you're so used to hard work. You like hard work. You like sacrifice. Everyone loves sacrifice, because the more you sacrifice, the more you get paid, the more you get everyone's admiration, because you're like, oh, look at this person who worked so hard, who offered so many sacrifices. That's what we award. We don't award those who have the easy way, out, who take the easy way out, who have the easy way in and the easy way out, because that's not what worth is. You have to prove your worth, because there's someone at the end of all of this who's gonna ask us, who's gonna look at everything that we ever did, and they're gonna declare our worthiness. How worthy we were. So I gotta prove my worthiness. And we're like, it's nothing like that. You didn't come into this body with the purpose of proving your worthiness because you're so worthy that you literally came into a physical body. You extended yourself into a human body, and you don't even have to save a broken world, because this world is not broken. It's well-being. It's exactly what it is. But so many who are not connected to source would argue with us and be like, well, no, it's actually because A, B, and C. And we're like, well, when you think those thoughts, you're not connected to source, and now you have nothing to offer. And so your best work, your only work, is to get connected with source. And the artists understand that. It's really all about the connection with source, because when they talk about why they want what they want, they realize that all they really want is a connection to source, and they don't really care so much about how it pans out. And that's really the work, because you are where you are. And we're going to walk you through this, because we're going to walk you through the creation of your vibrational grid, because all the vibrational grid states is that whatever you think, you emanate a vibration about, and the law of attraction fills it in. It gives you more details, it gives you more thoughts, it gives you rendezvous. That's how you're literally attracting everything that you want. That's why your life experience is the way it is right now, because of your constant, or your deliberate ability, or your just ability to focus. Everything is coming in response to you. There's no arbitration, there's no assertion. It's only law of attraction, it's only manifestations. So So here you are right now in your now moment, and whatever you think about, you create a vibrational field. Whatever you think about, it becomes this vibrational field. And then in this vibrational field, more the details literally start to fill in. But when you're really into hard work and you like sacrifice, then you're the one who's trying to fill in the details. You're like, okay, I get it. Like, I'm gonna make it this way. You try to get to the end too fast. You try to get to the manifestation too fast. And because the manifestation isn't here right now, you don't burn yourself out, but you don't take the energy. You don't allow the momentum to do it, because law of attraction is engine. That's why this video is titled Enjoy the Show, because the universe is putting on a show for you. And all you have to do is prepare your vibration. And when we mean by prepare your vibration, all we mean is that you have to find a feeling that you like, an emotion, yes? And then when you find this emotion, you're going to create this vibrational field, and then the vortex is going to fill into that grid. Because when you find a grid, when you talk about what you want and why you want it, when you can find the emotion, when you talk about emotion, it's a general platform, because the vortex is a high frequency. So the best way to match that is not to figure out the problem that you have and try to use the problem as your way to get into the vortex. The really true way to get into the vortex is to talk about how the vortex feels, the flow, the ease, the fun. Because when you're talking about fun, now you're creating this vibrational field, and now everything you create a vibrational field basically that matches the frequency of your vortex. That's all your work is. All you have to do is match the frequency of your vortex, and then what's in your vortex comes into your mind. It transfers over into your mind. That's what the artists are literally doing. That's what these musicians, the athletes, they're all doing it. They're all just mastering this receiving mode, and when they master this receiving mode, the thoughts come, and people call them geniuses, and we're like, that's how it is. That's what everyone's literally doing. Everyone is receiving thought, because you're all transmitting and receiving mechanisms. Because where are your thoughts coming from? You're setting frequencies, and you're achieving frequencies, and then you're translating these frequencies into thoughts, into rendezvous, into sight, into sound. It's all a translation of vibration. And so all of your desires are in the works. All of your desires are in this vibrational world. And in order to get the thought to think, for example, if you want money, like, you have to really love spending. You have to spend, because right now you can't spend the money, but you can spend this vibrational currency. You can spend the ease, because when you're talking about ease, you're creating a vibrational field where the details about your money are going to start filling in. That's the thing, because all of our friends, the thing about processes and think about like scripting and like everything that you could, like affirmations, they're all really fun, and ultimately they are helpful. But when you're using these processes, when you're using the daydream to find the motion, now you're making it harder for yourself, because that's conditional. When the daydream is used, when you're trying to use a daydream to find the motion, it's actually opposite. You want to use emotion. You want to find the ease of this desire, of why you want it, basically, and then that emotional core, that vibrational essence that you have, then it fills in. Then the daydream fills in. Then the daydream happens. And then that's what life is all about. Life is really all about the details filling in, because you have to love the details filling in, because that's what your life is about. Your life is not about these peak experiences, aka called manifestations. Yes, the manifestations are great, because the manifestations, we're telling you, they're just a byproduct of your evidence. That's a better way to say it. It's an evidence, or the evidence of your vibrational alignment. And here's the thing, is that you're creating grids all the time. So that means that you could be creating grids. You could be creating these vibrational fields that are filling in about fear, about worry. And most of the time, that's what's happening. That's the thing, is that everyone has literally the energy that creates worlds. Everyone has the ability to create realities, but they keep creating the exact same realities over and over again, because they have this continuity. You have this thing called life, and you have these stories, and you have the same people that you see every day, and you have the same house, you have the same body, you have the same pair of eyes, and yet you have to find a way, because of just, you care so much about how you feel, to create a vibrational field that's a match to your vortex. Because if your life right now doesn't match anything that's even remotely close to your vortex, then you gotta ignore reality. You got to remind yourself that you're not only non-physical energy in a physical body, that you can create your reality. You can have anything that you want, and all you can do right now is make peace with the reality, because making peace with reality is truly the best thing that you can do. That's the fastest way to get to where you want to go, is to make peace with your reality right now in this now moment, to look for the positive aspects. Sometimes you gotta drill, because remember, that's the job of a deliberate creator. That's a job of someone who truly wants to manifest everything that they want. You got to love the details filling in more than the manifestations itself, because the manifestations, when they come quick, and then it's over. And there's so much more to your manifestations than just getting there, because, once you get the car, now you gotta figure out what type of, steering wheel you want. Now you gotta figure out where you're gonna park it. Now you gotta figure out what type of tires you want. There's so many more things that when you get to your manifestations, you're gonna realize that there's so much more to your manifestations. There's so much more to ask. There's so much more to refine. And that's really the fun of, that's what it really means to be an eternal creator such as yourself. And so you gotta match your desires. We can talk all day about theory, but when it comes down to it, you have to really match the frequency of your desire. You cannot be honoring or pissed that your desire is not here yet. You can't be sad. You have to be excited. it's a balance. It's like, are you excited for your desire, or are you tortured by your desire? Are you ready for your desire, or are you noticing yourself in a relationship to it, aka it hasn't been here for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? It doesn't matter, because you can create a vibrational field no matter what. You can create a vibrational field right now, and the details can fill in. And the details, when they fill in, they come in hot, and it's just who you are. The details are who you are. And then you'll get to the point where you're just it's not like you're just enjoying your life. You're enjoying your life, you're enjoying the daydreams, you're enjoying the visuals, and it's like you're just in the receiving mode. You're so deeply in the receiving mode that every time you go out, you can feel it. And since you have so much momentum, since you have so much practice, you just go right back in. You know, feeling good is really, it's an art form. It really is an art form. It's the art of allowing, because there's so much more to just saying, well, we could ultimately, all this boils down to just think good feeling thoughts. But that's an art in itself, because what if you're looking at things that you don't want? Well, you have to go general. You have to meditate. You have to get out ahead of them. You have to go to sleep. You have to wake up, and you have to realize that when you're awake, you're at your most highest frequency. You gotta meditate. You gotta quiet your mind until you feel detachment, and then you feel an impulse. You gotta tune into who you really are. You gotta listen to music. You got to take a shower. You gotta go on walks. You gotta journal. You gotta do the things that you want to do. Because we're telling you, your job isn't to fill in the details. Your job is just to establish a frequency that feels good to you. That's why when you watch movies, that's why when you do things that feel good to you, that you can observe with your eye, that's why there's so much more of a chance that you'll be in the receiving mode. Because when you're watching it, you're like, oh my God, you're appreciating. You're in the mode of appreciating. And when you're in that mode of appreciation, you're creating this vibrational grid and field. And this vibrational field is, it will become propagated. It will literally fill in with the details. And at first it will fill in with thoughts. More thoughts that are similar to the essence of the grid, the feeling of the grid, basically. And then you have ideas, and the daydreams will start coming. Then you'll see yourself traveling. Then you'll see yourself as rich. Because we want you to enjoy your desires. We want you to get specific, but we just want you to realize that you have to go for the general positive first. And then when the general positive is where where you're starting from, then the specifics naturally come, because the vortex has everything that you want. But what we're saying is that there's more to your vortex than this lifetime can even yield. So you gotta get receiving now. You gotta get to receiving now, because the show is there, and you wanna press play. You wanna press play, because that's what happens. It's almost like, well, and we'll walk you through. We'll do like a workshop, yes, because we do have workshops planned. But for now, we'll do a workshop right here, right now, and then we'll talk about what now, basically. So let's get a vibrational field going. We'll show you how it's done, and you can do it on relative to any subject that's interesting to you. So imagine like you're like, yeah, just when you know what you don't want, what do you do want? When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. So what do you do want? Well, I know I want freedom. I know I want choices. I know I want money. I know I want to create for a living. I know I want to, it just feels so good. It feels so fun, and it feels so good to not have my action tied to my dollar. It's so nice to just flow. It's so nice to have ease. It's so nice to have fun, because fun is fun, and it feels so good, and it's so easy. It's so easy to be source energy. It's so easy to be creative. It's so easy to have fun, and I love having fun. It's so easy to have adventure and impulses and never a dull moment, and things always there for me, and perfect timing. And it's so fun to be here in this moment, all the moments, because I know what I'm doing. I feel so clear. I feel clarity. It feels like fun. It feels like ease. It feels like joy. It feels like so much joy. It feels like adventure. It feels like meeting great people. It feels like eating so much good food. It feels like being in nice hotels. It feels like dining out. It feels like writing books and enjoying movies and going on walks and seeing different places and eating so many different types of cuisines. It just feels good. It feels good to be me. It feels good to be here in this now moment. It feels good. It feels fun. It feels easy. Ooh, it just feels easy. It just feels easy to be me. It just feels easy. It feels so easy. It feels so easy to be me. Think about ease. Say ease. Ease. It just feels like flow. It just feels like fun. It feels like joy. It just feels like ease. It just feels so easy. It feels like joy. There you go. That was more than 68 seconds or however long it was. And that's enough. That's all you have to do, because you just established a vibrational field. And obviously we talked, but you listened. And as a result of your listening, you created this vibrational field. And now those details are going to start filling in. You're going to, it's almost like you're in the vortex. You are in the vortex. And now talk to yourself. Keep this rampage going. And then it's like, well, now what do I do with this? And we're like, enjoy the show. Because when the details fill in, the impulses will start coming naturally. But the thing about the impulses, and we're going to make this brief, but the thing about the impulses is that your inner being knows where you are right now, and knows where everything that you want is, and knows the path of least resistance. So your inner being is going to vibrationally guide you or coach you by the hand and lead you around all of your resistance, because your inner being is never going to be like, well, you got to get all of your resistance cleaned up and then we'll come help you. Universe being says, come here right now, follow us, follow our lead, and we'll weave you behind, we'll weave you around everything, we'll maneuver it all for you because the path already exists. But when the impulse comes to you, the impulse is mad random. The impulse is just like, go here, go get your journal, go write, go outside. But if you're in the vortex and you know that you're in the vortex and you get an idea to do something, do it, because that's a part of the show. Create this vibrational field. Do it once you think a thought for 17 seconds, and then once you hit that 68 second mark, then you got it. Then there's enough momentum that you're gonna start to see daydreams, you're gonna start to see manifestations. It's going, that ball is gonna roll, that car is gonna go down the hill, and that momentum is gonna be really obvious to you and anyone who sees it. And so once you hit that vibrational place of just like, you just feel like you clicked in, you're just like, yes, I'm in the vortex, yes, I feel good. Enjoy the show, because now the universe is doing the work. Now the universe is going to fill in your grid, and you're going to witness as the universe literally puts on a show just for you, because you are the focus of so much non-physical attention, and the universe is here just for you. And you can selfishly pretty much order the universe to do exactly what you want it to do, because you have already done that. The vortex is full of things that you want, and it's time for you not to enjoy the show, but to love the show, adore the show, because that's what all of this is about. It's about the show. It's about the journey.